Andy, Brother D. Hey, congratulations on this documentary, Dawn Raid.
Thank you very much. How do we pronounce your name, sir?
Yes, it's Gig, G-I-G, Gig.
Like gig, like a gigabyte.
Gig. Yeah, like gigabyte. That's right.
My man.
Well, anyway, Gig.
Hey, thanks, man. Hey, so hey, congratulations on this documentary. How did they convince you to participate in this documentary?
It took a while. You know, a lot of different people came to us. We also were thinking of doing our own one for many years. But what really sealed it was the director, Oscar Kitely. We call him the Samoan Spike Lee, right, D?
Yes, sir. Right there. Oscar's, you know, he comes from a bunch of guys, you know, the likes of Taika Waititi, Cliff Curtis. So, you know,
Flying Concords, he's from that circle.
Yeah, he's from that circle. The TV movie people.
Naked Samoans.
Yeah, and Oscar is a very good friend, and he's also Samoan. So he knows our story. He's grown up with us, and yeah, we just wanted our story to be in the hands of someone who can tell the actual story.
Culturally correct from our perspective, you know?
Has to be, yes.
It seems like you guys are so comfortable in reliving and retelling your story. Why is that?
Okay, because we were lying the entire time. We're not comfortable. We're just really good actors.
Yeah.
No, I think, you know, it's our life, dude. At the end of the day, we love the music. We're true hustlers and independent. You know, we just love the hustle and the game of, you know, hip hop from America. Yeah. We love the challenge of taking it on. So I think despite the ups and downs, we're proud of ourselves. We're proud of our artists. You know, they went on to sell millions of records, and, you know, a little bunch of, and we're talking, you know, Otara is like Compton in America, a bunch of kids. We're on the Billboard charts in America from one of the smallest countries in the world. So it's a big thing, man.
Yeah, you know, why we're so happy with it is to tell the story. Like I said, it was in the hands of someone who understood us. So that made us comfortable. You know what I mean? It's the journey. It's also the journey that we went through. You know, when we first started this, we had no kids. We have kids now, man. You know what I mean? Life takes over. You know, it's part of the growth of life. And for anybody who's out there who's ever created something, you know, from ground up, they'll understand what we're talking about.
It's for life.
Yeah. It's like a baby. Child. Yeah, exactly. And so that's why it's easy for us. And we know the happy moments we had, you know, the great moments, you know, like Andy said, the conquering of coming to America. You know what I mean? That's what we do. We love hip hop music. First and foremost, people got to understand that about Andy and I. We love hip hop music. We studied hip hop, you know, just like the game studied the great albums. We studied hip hop music and all the major, all the labels, the indie labels that were doing great things at our time. No Limit, Master P,
Def Jam,
we followed everything, and we learned as much as we could and soaked it all up.
There's like so many old footage throughout this entire documentary. You guys had a habit of filming yourself throughout the, you know, all the
what it was is that, you know, in our era, 1997, hip hop labels were making movies. Master P came out and revolutionized urban cinema. So there was I'm About It movie. Snoop Dogg did the East Siders. Def Jam had the show. It was part of being a hip hop label to have your movie. So we started filming our movie in 2000 and never made the movie. You feel me? We just had all this leftover footage, like, oh, wow. And so it just was very handy that we never threw away the footage. And, you know, we were just following suit. If Puff Daddy was like, Sean John, we were like, Dawn Raid Clothing. Yeah. If Wu-Tang went, we opened a store. We opened the store. Like, we followed what America did because that was the red print.
That's hip hop culture. You know what I mean? And we loved it, every bit about it, you know, from the music to the dance to the hip hop, you know, breaking and, you know, B-boy and B-girl. We loved the whole thing. DJs, we got some of the best DJs in the world from New Zealand, you know, DJ K-Swiss. Shout out to the young DJ K-Swiss, you know what I mean?
That is true. Now, I see you guys have your still have your Don Raid, caps and shirts and all this kind of stuff. You guys ever miss those days of just selling merchandise?
Yeah, man. I mean, I loved connecting with the community, like being at the markets and all that. You got to talk to people. It was like, in person, watching the news every day. Definitely I miss those hustling days, but we never stopped, man. We're still, we do it in different ways now. You know what I mean? We do it in different ways, but we're still educating. We're still trying to push New Zealand and Polynesian Samoan music to the world,
And South Auckland, I'm currently doing some work for a social change agency for South Auckland, and our community life and where we are here in South Auckland, that's been us and it will forever be us.
Gig, I don't know if they told you. So overnight we woke up, it's the #1 music documentary in America today.
No, they didn't tell me. Wow.
Yeah. So,
maybe that's the other reason why we're so happy too.
That's probably why we're so happy this morning. Yeah. So like the big Polynesian artists like J Boog, Booyah Tribe, Fiji that live in LA, the people like The Rock and all that. I guess the leading people have gone out and watched the movie overnight. It's #1 this morning, above the Beatles, above Nas, above every, Puff Daddy documentary. We're still telling the story.
Yeah. And it's a story from our community, so our people, it flows right into, the American football players, Marcus Mariota, Tua Tagovailoa.
Junior Seau.
They know our story because it's part of it. It's our community. Do you feel me? It's a Polynesian story.
Ever since your friendship that started in business school, how has it changed for obviously it changed for the better for all these years, right?
Well, the thing is, I still make his coffee every morning.
And the thing is, I still drive him around. It's it's one of those sort of relationships, Gig, But,
bring little Andy here. He's got a son called Little Andy. Over the back there. We know it was a special friendship that we formed many years ago. And, I thank God that even in our later years, Andy's got sons who are, in the 20s now. I got my young kids, and they know the Uncle Andy. Our families are family. And those are the real positive. Even with the artists as well, those are the positives that we walked away from. We walked with forever in our days.
Now, just like any other documentary, it's hard to relive, the past, especially for you guys, both the success and failures. Was it hard for you guys to rewatch it, or do you guys actually rewatch it with a smile?
No, it's both. It's different on different days. Some days it's like, damn. And then other days I'm like, wow, we took on the world together. You know what I mean? At the moment, I'm very much leaning towards the wow, we took on the world together, but when things are bad, it's like, wow, But it comes down to, we put our life on the line on a dream. Who gets to say that? Like we actually woke up together as friends, best friends, created families, and chased our dream around the world with damn near 30 people. So I understand how people like Rizza and Russell Simmons feel, or a coach of an NFL team or whatever, because to lead a team is like, it's a coach job, right? It's more fulfilling than money. It's some real like life shit. Excuse me.
And being from little old New Zealand, coming to America was a big thing.
We're the smallest country in the world. We're the ass of the globe.
Hey, don't say that. No, that's not very good about New Zealand. But we disappear sometimes on the map, on the World Atlas map. So to be able to go to New York and we did the Miracle album there, and we got Inspector Deck, and we got Scram Jones, and these people, we were just in awe of the whole thing. So, staying in the Bronx, in Harlem, hey, on the stoops, we only saw this in movies and that, the snow. it was amazing. We loved it all.
Yeah, dude. And at the beginning of the documentary, I know you guys, tried so hard to hustle, trying to achieve that millionaire dream. Do you think you accomplished that dream in one way or another?
Oh, we definitely did. Like by the end of it, it was nearly a $10 million company. You know, put the money to the side. Our names are forever on the Billboard charts in America. We cracked the top 20, the top 100, you know, and like our impact, you know, you won't know this, but like the WWE wrestlers, the Usos, that's our song, you know, Knocked Up movie, that's our song. Superbad, another Hollywood movie. Pineapple Express, we're in the EA golf game. We're in NBA 2K, you know, like our legacy lives on. And for our people, our little community, they follow that. You know, we're the Jay-Z's and the Russell Simmons of our little small Pacific Island world, and New Zealand, you know, that beats all the money. You know, the example beats all the money, even the failures. Don't do what we did. Pay your taxes, kids. Okay? Make sure you pay your taxes.
Yeah. And the other thing too that, you know, sometimes is missed on, you know, in the movie is also, you know, Andy would tell you, we came from garages, you know. We
garage.
Yeah,
you guys say garage.
Sorry, garage.
We started in a garage in Compton. That's the best way for you to understand it.
And we pushed it all the way forward, you know. And the journey was incredible. We loved it, you know.
And we made great friends.
The good and the bad, it don't matter. It was the journey, you know what I mean? And like Andy said, most importantly, we made a lot of good friends.
Baby Bash, we got a big, like, I know this is a Latino thing. We got a lot of friends. Fat Joe, you know, we were there at Loud when Big Pun was at Loud. Yeah. Our friends with A&R on that record, you know.
Shout out to Kirk Hardy.
Shout out to Kirk and Loud Records.
And Steve Rifkin.
Yeah,
you know.
And even like, what's the homies from the reggaeton? Noriega, Tego. You know, we meet all these people, man. And we're still friends to this day. So it's a beautiful thing, man.
Now, I know one of the biggest redo, or if you had to relive again, was obviously pay your taxes. But if we put that to the side,
I don't know about that either, kid.
If we put that to the side, would there be anything else that you would have redone for yourselves?
You know, I would have, me personally, you know, 3 years sober and clean, I would have stayed away from the partying. You know, I probably turned up a little bit too many times, you know, and, you know, just also keeping the communication and the master plan in focus. We did a lot of things we probably didn't need to do. We opened up nightclubs and we went into the clothing business, super, super tough. At the end of the day, it was about music. We also opened a school. We tried to help the community when we weren't fully, you know, established, because that was our heart, you know. I wish we had bigger business, I'm going to say, you know, multimillionaires around us. We didn't have that. We didn't have mentors that we could go, is this normal? Should we be growing at this pace? You know, people jumped around us and held us up, but no one really showed us the way.
Yeah.
I wish we had a better team at the top level, you know. But other than that, I wouldn't do a thing different. Rock and roll.
You know, we met in business school, but, you know.
We dropped out to start the business.
You know what? You start making, you know, 100,000 a year, then $500,000 a year. Then you start itching into the millions. You know, we never had that great advice, you know, on that top level. And, you know, it doesn't matter anymore. The fact that we're still friends to this day, our families are all family, you know, that's the most beautiful thing.
Number one movie in America. I hope they're going to give me $1 million for part 2. You feel me?
Well, that's the greatest business school that you guys ever did. Is School of Hard Knocks. That's
Thank
what we
you.
call it.
I got a degree in that. I'm a
doctor.
doctorate.
I got a PhD in that.
He's a PhD. He's a scientist of School of Hard Knocks.
I've lived 4 or 5 lifetimes, bro. You know what I mean? So I appreciate life like nobody else does, you know? And so shout out to our Polynesian community in LA, all over America. You know, a lot of our people also are in the service over there, you know, in the military, looking after and keeping America safe. And we're so proud of that, you know, to the sports stars, you know, to Marcus Mariota, the Raiders,
Israel, UFC, all the
Ray Seffel, my cousin Ray Seffel, he's out there teaching all those people how to punch and knock people out. You know, David Tua, who just got inducted into the Florida Hall of Fame. These are our people.
And our cousin, you might know him, The Rock. That's Brother D's first cousin.
Yeah, shout out to The Rock, man. You know, these are Polynesian, these are Samoans, these are Tongans. This is who we are. And, you know, when you look at the whole scheme of thing, the big worldwide thing, you know, we punch above our weight. Do you feel me? As Polynesians.
And there's a lot of weight to punch above.
That was a good one. So let's start wrapping things up, because you guys have the you know, the pulse on the Polynesian music. Who should we look out for in the future?
Right, there's nobody else. It's the legend Fiji.
J-Boog is huge.
Spawn Breezy.
Sammy Johnson, huge.
Common Kings. Yeah. Tanielu, our sister Tanielu, you know, is out there. Aradna Savage.
You know, there's just so many.
And there's a
Josh
new
685. He did the big song with Jason Derulo this year. Church and AP.
Yeah. There's a new drill scene run by Polynesians out in Australia.
HP Boys,
yes.
1-4, Lisi, the West.
Yeah.
Huge Polynesian Australian drill rap.
Figure
that out. But
it is what it is. It's the impact we make around the world.
Hip hop, man. Bless America for giving us that beautiful gem of a music genre we could all hold on to in the hood everywhere around the world.
Well, you guys certainly open doors. Well, let me leave with one more question. When people do have a chance to watch Don Rabe, the documentary, what is the one most important take or lesson that you hope that we would, you know, walk away with?
I hope it inspires them to chase their dreams.
Yeah.
Despite what anyone tells you, a white kid and a Samoan kid can't take on the world of African-American hip-hop culture, a Mexican, a Latino. You can do whatever you want to do. You just have to believe all the way, you know?
And also, you know, this is not, you know, it's a music label and it's a music doco, but it's also a story of brotherhood. You know, it's a story of family. You know, it's a story of you know, against all odds. You know what I mean?
Brotherhood stick together,
and we still stay loyal to each other. I hope they see that.
You can't see it, but under the table, I'm holding his pocket. Thank you, kid.
Yeah,
appreciate it, man.
Hey, thank you. Hey, appreciate talking to you guys about the #1 documentary.
Yeah.
Tell them.
You got it right there, boy. Yeah. You
#1.
let them know, Gig. You let them know.
I will let the world know about this. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
See you, brother.